Welcome in to Vision Variety. My name is Brian O'Donnell.
And I'm Sarah Wigman. We're here tonight to bring you information on what is going on around the Purdue University Fort Wayne campus. Isn't that right, Brian?
It is. Everyone has come back for the fall semester and it's back to school for students on campus.
It seems like there's a lot going on around Purdue University Fort Wayne, and students are doing a lot more than just keeping it cool and beating the heat.
Yes, with the biggest change on campus being the renaming and reshaping of the campus to IPFW. Indiana University have parted ways, and now we have a brand new school with a new name and new colors decorating campus.
Gold and black have never looked so good, wouldn't you agree?
I would.
Now that everyone is back from summer, what kind of news is going on around campus?
Well, if you've been on campus for any time at all, you know how difficult parking can be. So take a look at this commercial for some tips and tricks on getting to class on time.
This ever happened to you? You can't find a parking place, but you need to get to class? Well, I'm here to tell you about the HIV parking procedure. The first step of the HIV parking procedure is to hide, somewhere nearby preferably. I, invade, find your target. And finally, V, voraciously infiltrate the target's position and secure the parking place. Congratulations, you are now HIV positive.
Welcome back to school, students. Hope everyone had a spectacular summer. I sure know I did. I'd say quite a bit happened in Summer 2K18, like how Incredibles 2 finally came out after like 14 years of waiting. We also had a big couple months in the music industry, with album drops from popular artists such as Drake, Ariana Grande, and Travis Scott. And let's not forget that thing that only happens every 4 years. We also had a very sensational FIFA World Cup full of all sorts of upsets over the summer, with France taking down Croatia in the final 4-2. And let's all remember to send out prayers to our friends in California, which has literally been on fire lately. And we also had some exciting stuff happen here on campus, with IPFW becoming Purdue Fort Wayne officially on July 1st. Now, as I was on campus, I was interested to see how some of my fellow classmates' summers went. So I took the time to pull some people aside and found out their favorite summer highlights. Here's what I found.
It was pretty fun. I just worked pretty much all summer to save up money for my books and stuff for this semester.
It was great. I swam a lot with a lot of friends. We went to Shipshawana.
It's fantastic. I met my baby cousin for the first time in California and Vegas.
Anything super fun or interesting or crazy in particular happen, or anything in specific?
Well, actually, yeah, I went to the lake and stuff with my girlfriend. We had a fun time. It was July 4th, so we watched the fireworks and everything.
I had my first commission job for art. It was like a carousel horse. It was just all beaten up, and it was a lot of fun. I spent my whole month of July just fixing it up.
Go to my uncle's wedding, so that was awesome.
What in particular are you looking most forward to for the school year?
I just want to have a good time with my friends and, just have a good grades, good time, just have a good life.
I look forward to meeting new people, establishing new contacts, learning about myself and my major.
There's so many new people here that I haven't met before. There's people from all over the country, and it's really interesting getting to meet all these people, and it's been a blast so far.
Marks the first official year of Purdue University Fort Wayne. A lot of great things lie ahead for our campus, but in order to understand how we came to be known as Purdue Fort Wayne, we have to travel back in time a little bit to learn the whole story. The year is 1917 in Northeast Indiana, and Indiana University has started teaching classes in downtown Fort Wayne. At its start, Indiana University offered a dozen courses to 142 students. To put that into perspective, Purdue Fort Wayne today offers over 200 courses to more than 10,000 students. A little later on, a new university by the name of Purdue strolled into town and teamed up with IU, offering its own classes and expanding even further across downtown. This partnership was great. It expanded the amount of subjects and degrees, allowing students to learn even more. However, even though the two universities were working well together, their buildings were spread all over downtown Fort Wayne. So eventually they said, you know what? Let's build our own campus. And so they did, right on the bank of the St. Joseph River. In 1961, Purdue President Frederick L. Hoved and IU President Elvis J. Starr used this really nifty shovel to officially break ground and begin the construction of Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. The construction concluded a few years later, and in the fall of 1964, IPFW officially opened with an initial class of 3,100 students. And that's the history of how Indiana University and Purdue University came to work together. And even though the partnership ended in 2018, with IPFW becoming Purdue Fort Wayne, the legacy and impact of these two universities still remain strong here in Fort Wayne, Indiana. My name is Gus McQueen, and I'm the producer for the SGA Media Board.
My name is Joe McCormick, and I am the director and senior video editor for the Media Board.
The Media Board is a PR group run by students. We film events on campus, we talk about upcoming events, we promote departments, classes, stuff like that.
And then also give exposure to student organizations and that kind of thing that otherwise might go unnoticed.
The Media Board benefits students by providing them information about what's happening on campus.
And covering the events that we have going on so that they can look for those kind of things in the future. And also they can find out about upcoming events and changes that are happening on campus that might concern them. You can find Media Board content on the Student Government Facebook page.
I got involved with the Media Board when our former producer, Josh, I had a few classes with him, we got talking. He told me about the Media Board, invited me on. I came on as a production assistant / editor. Then when Josh graduated, I became the producer.
I got involved with the Media Board through our former producer, Josh, just like Gus did. But I've been here since the very beginning of the Media Board. I was the third person brought on. And so it was the fall of 2016, and I've been with them ever since as an editor.
My favorite project back when I was an editor probably was doing the League of Legends tournaments that the esports club does. Going out there and filming them, just a room full of 150, 160 computers, people just playing games, having a really good time, hanging out there. It was a really fun atmosphere. My favorite one as a producer actually was when I had to go out into the field again, and we did a video on Romeo and Juliet that was being performed in the Williams Theater.
With the former producer, it would have to be when we interviewed Dick Stoner in his magic shop downtown, because he went and he demonstrated things for us on camera. He was just a really nice guy and super personable, and it was just a really fun time, and I just got to spend a lot of time with Josh on that. And then with Gus as our producer, I would have to say probably the League of Legends tournaments that I've covered with him. It's been really fun.
If people are interested in working with the Media Board, we're a part of student government, so if you go onto the student government section of the Purdue Fort Wayne website, there's a little section there of join us. You can find out everything you need to become a member of the Media Board.
If a group or individual wants their event covered, they can contact us at mediaboard.pfw.edu. And it doesn't have to be a group or a club or student organization. It can be any student that has created something as a project for a class or has done something really cool or whatever. They can contact us as long as it's Purdue University Fort Wayne related. Then we'll be happy to show it off for you.
It's a lot of changes happening right now. This is our third year, and we're still getting our footing, but I think this year we've got it.
For our department, for computer science, I feel like it takes on a bit of a stronger importance just because we have this familial nature to our department. There's this notion that when you're one of our students, when you come in as a freshman, you're like the younger sibling of our upperclassmen. As a department, as colleagues, we have a very supportive relationship, and so kind of keying them in early into that department atmosphere is a benefit as they go forward through their studies here. So during the new student orientation, we started with what I would call a little bit of the song and dance, but really it's just reiterating what resources do we have for students, what is our department like, trying to assure that they did make a proper choice, showing them that, hey, you joined a really fantastic department. Following that, we ended up having this Jenga tower where some of the blocks were signed by student groups, and in order to pull blocks from the Jenga tower, they had to answer trivia questions. These were split in three. A third of them were about department and school stats, so make sure that they picked up on important information for their success. A third of them were just sort of fun, techie questions because Department of Computer Science. And a third of them were talk to your group, come to some sort of consensus. So which of you has lived in the most states? I think one of them was, what was your group's favorite comic book company, things like that, just so they got to know their classmates. And so purpose-wise with that one, on the one hand, get to know their classmates, but also this metaphor that it's a collaborative experience, both answering these questions and then pulling the bricks from the Jenga tower, sort of representing working together as a freshman class to try to get that tower to go as high as possible. Near the end, we handed out these keys, these Department of Computer Science keys with the class of 2022 on them. And there's that notion of sort of kind of cheesy, the key to the future, if you will, but really a key to success, showing that their time here, the effort they put in, and the collaborative effort of their education will lead to their success, their graduation, and their future career.
Summer has seemed to keep the students busy, and now that we're back in the fall semester, I'm really looking forward to seeing some great projects and presentations that they'll be preparing for us this year. So now that we know about the history of the campus, what is going on right now?
Well, a lot of organizations and clubs are working hard to make student and faculty life flourish at Purdue Fort Wayne. These affiliates are crucial to the everyday functions of campus.
That's right, Brian. New and returning students alike can find that the changes a university makes from semester to semester can be overwhelming. That's why Purdue Fort Wayne has organizations like student government, international programs, and the internships office, and more. Speaking of that, we have a guest on set that would like to share some important information with us.
Our interview's host, Karen, will be taking it from here. So without further ado,
thanks, guys. I'm here with our guest, Jamie Fleming. She's the Assistant Director of the International Programs. What are some of the services that the Office of International Education provide here on campus?
So the Office of International Education has two different sides to it. So first, we help international students from beginning to end. So we help them with admissions to when they're here and then to help them also graduate. And then there's also study abroad, which is what I do. And so helping domestic students go outside of the country to study.
So what are some of the things that we do on campus to help the international students?
The biggest one is we have an international student orientation, and so that's to help acclimate students. And then we also provide a lot of programming throughout the year to really help them understand American culture and how to really get used to the campus.
So what kind of events or ways do we as current PFW students have to reach out to the international students that are on campus?
So there are a couple different ways. First of all, you guys are always welcome to come join our office. So we have a lot of different events going on. And there's also a lot of student organizations. So there's International Student Organization, there's Club Seoul, the Japanese Club. There's just a lot of different ways to interact with international students. And the biggest thing is just reaching out. You know, they're just trying to make American friends or really get to know what Fort Wayne has to offer.
Right. Really get the American experience while they're here. So for the students that are looking to study abroad, what's the process for actually getting to another university campus?
Yeah, so there are three main requirements. First, you have to have a 2.5 GPA. Second, you can't be on any academic or disciplinary probation. And then third, you also have to be a sophomore on campus because we want to make sure that as freshmen, you're used to university life before you go abroad. So students would come talk to me, and I would help tailor programs that are going to benefit them the most so that they're going to survive and thrive while they're abroad.
Great. And I know a lot of students think that you might have to speak another language. Do you have to be a bilingual student to be able to study abroad?
This is my favorite question. So that's the biggest myth with study abroad. So we have over 150 programs that are all in English. They're in Japan, Sweden, Finland, Germany, France. You name it, you can go there and still graduate on time, earning credits in English.
That's really exciting.
Yeah.
What does the cost look like for studying abroad? Is it more expensive? Is it about the same price? How does that work?
So there are two great programs that I would suggest. So the first one would be you can pay all of our prices, so all of your financial aid, all of your scholarships would apply to go abroad. I like to tell students they're Go students, so they've paid for everything here, but they're in a different country. And then the second one is we have a 4-week program to South Korea in the summer, and it's only $400. And so it's a really affordable option for students who are a little bit worried about paying for study abroad.
That sounds amazing, going to South Korea for the summer, or well, 4 weeks of the summer. What else would you like the students of PFW to know about the Office of International Education?
I think the biggest thing is that it's not just for international students. So a lot of students see international office and they think, oh, I'm not an international student, they can't help me. But we do a lot of programming that's for international students, like Fall Festival, like we're gonna carve pumpkins and do face painting, things that domestic students are used to that international students can then experience. And then we also have Global Student Celebration, which is November 16th, and it's just a great way for international students to explore and share their culture with other students.
So there can be an exchange not just from American students to international students, but the international students get the chance to share their culture with us as well.
Exactly. So they want to show, you know, these are how we celebrate in our culture, or dances that are specific, or poems or songs. There's all different kinds of things that you can experience at that night.
All right. And then where is your office located at if anybody's interested in studying abroad?
Yeah, so my personal office, I am located in the basement of Walb, right next to the piano and the cafeteria.
Oh, okay. Right down next to the eating area. Perfect.
Yes.
All right. Let's see. Is there anything that students need to do to prepare, like paperwork-wise, to study abroad?
The biggest thing is you need to talk with your advisor to figure out what kind of credits can transfer maybe, and then you also need to get like personal letters of recommendation, transcripts, different things like that.
All right, great. Thank you so much, Jamie. And now we're going to take a look back at that parking situation.
Still can't find a parking space? Try this. Make your way to one of the 3 Ps. Go on, go ahead, just keep on driving. It's okay, don't get upset. Just keep driving. That's it. Now once you've reached the top, you may notice multiple free parking spaces. But I promise you, they're not worth it. Instead, position your car toward a wall and drive.
Hi, I'm Ruth. I'm 21 and I'm originally from Cheltenham in England, and I've come here to study geosciences. I came to Fort Wayne over any other university because of the image that Purdue shows to the rest of the world. So my teachers and other students suggested it as a good place to go. There's quite a wide range of opportunities here which I'm not used to back home. So back home you have to choose one degree and then follow it all through university. And here I can have a range of opportunities choosing slightly different specialties. I wasn't very worried about settling in because I just happened to meet one of my roommates at the airport, which meant that I knew that everything would be okay and I didn't have to worry about immediately making friends. The halls is very different here than back in the UK, because back there I had a Victorian house between 6 of us. So it's a very different way of doing things, and you feel like you don't necessarily have as much space. I met a lot of international students within the first week. So one of my closest friends is a girl from Ireland, and along with 2 Swedish boys, a girl and a boy from South Korea, and a Belgian girl, we've been able to do lots of stuff around Fort Wayne. Overall, I'm excited about getting used to the area more and settling in and doing all of my courses.
My name is Luce Ostermeyer.
Hi, my name is Caleb Wakeman.
Hello, I'm Liam Patrick Carolan.
I'm the student body president here at Purdue Fort Wayne. It's my job to represent students to administration.
I'm the Vice President of Legislation. Basically in that job, I'm in charge of the Senate.
And I'm the Vice President of Finance for Student Government Association. So a lot of what my job entails is working closely with student organizations here on campus.
I'm very boring. I enjoy reading, watching movies, and just enjoying time.
Well, as I'm sure you can tell by the way I sound, I'm not from here. So originally I was born in the United Kingdom, England originally. I moved over here in 2010, so that's not something you typically find here in Fort Wayne.
I'm a physics and political science major, which are very different majors. And I like doing that because it kind of challenges both sides of my brain.
I would say what motivates me to get out of bed every day is just a new challenge. Every day you're going to encounter something that you didn't expect, something you didn't anticipate.
Just to make the world a better place. And I think I can do, improve some people's lives in doing this job.
I love being able to help make this campus a better place and just making college a better experience for all the students.
Deb Barrick, and I'm the director of the Office of Academic Internships, Cooperative Education, and Service Learning. And we're an academic program, and what we want to do is provide students with opportunities that they get work experience in their field before they graduate. It used to be that a degree only was your ticket out of here. Now you really need that combination of experience and that degree. As far as the total number of students that we have working, I would say about 55% is with the School of Business, 40-some% is with the College of Engineering, Technology, and Computer Science, and a little sliver of Arts and Sciences. We're at about 70% of our students are hired by their company at time of graduation. It's not a requirement, but by that time, the company has invested a lot in that student with that growth and training and development. So it helps them find out if this is a fit for somebody to stick with us. And it's also an opportunity for the student to say, hey, I want to stay with this company after I graduate.
My name is CJ Steger, and I'm a multimedia news gathering and reporting major. My internship right now is at WBCL. It's a Christian radio station on the southwest side of Fort Wayne. Well, I had first heard about the internship from people at my church who were saying, hey, that's the Christian radio station in town, you should go there. And then when I approached Dan Reed, the internship coordinator here, he had actually suggested WBCL to me, and he sent me toward Ron Schneeman, who's the program director at WBCL. Before this internship, I had no on-air experience, and as of today, I don't just yet. I start my first on-air shift on September 8th. It's been amazing, I'd say. I've been currently training in WBCL's production studio, where they have their music running and a control board, and they even have their weather jingles and other things like that play. And it's actually quite a close simulation to what will happen on air.
I see students just grow up and mature and turn into a young professional right before my eyes. One of my favorite things that happens is when a former co-op student has been out of school for several years, maybe they're now in a management position or supervisor position, and they call and say, I want to bring a co-op student on board. I want to do for a student what someone did for me. If a student has the interest, just come in and talk to us regardless of your major, and we'll get you where you need to be, whether it's through services through our department or referral to their own academic department.
So Brian, are you involved in any clubs around campus?
I am. One of my favorite clubs I'm involved in is called German Table. We meet bi-weekly, so every 2 weeks. And it's just been a really good experience getting to know my professor better, getting to better know some of the students in my class better, also learning about the culture of Germany more, which has helped me in my class, and just all around learning about the different cultures and how they fit together and becoming a better student. How about yourself?
My favorite thing to get involved in on campus is the big event. It happens once a year, and it's just a great opportunity to get involved in volunteer work in the Fort Wayne community. So we split off into groups, and it's a huge turnout every year. Tons of students come, and we go out to individual businesses in the Fort Wayne area, and we just volunteer, help them clean up or anything they need help with. It's a great opportunity.
Definitely, and that's a really good example of an opportunity where you don't necessarily have to be signed up for a club, but something that you can just go do, which I know student government throws a load of different events around the year, which are similar to that, and different things to be involved in. Right. And speaking of being on campus, we've seen a lot of parking tips so far today, so let's tune back in once more to see how that's going.
Now, you may feel the need to visit a hospital. Well, how about instead you power through and stop complaining? I believe in you. Instead, start walking back toward the school. This is not only better for the environment, but better for your personal health. Also, along the way, you may get a little bored, so why don't you go ahead, pull out your phone, check Blackboard, and maybe email your professors. Let them know you'll be a little late. Now, after all that, aren't you... Jared? Jared, are you okay?
Purdue University Fort Wayne's Waterfield campus is the home to many of our out-of-state and international students, as well as some students who want to have a home away from home. Student housing holds 13 different buildings with an array of floor plans available to students and staff alike. Unlike most universities, residents enjoy the privacy of their own bedrooms and even personal bathrooms for most floor plans. On top of that, each unit comes standard with a full kitchen and living space for the roommates to share. But it doesn't end there. Most buildings come with a computer lab and laundry facility for the building if a washer and dryer don't come standard in their apartment. With being just a short walk over the Willis Family Bridge to get to campus, it appears these students have everything they need for their time at Purdue Fort Wayne. But while most of our student residents are enjoying the amenities provided to them by student housing, several students are having a bit of a different experience on the west side of campus. Just across the St. Joseph River, students are using the Ron Venderly Family Bridge to reach their temporary home, Holiday Inn on Coliseum. The reason for this arrangement is because student housing accidentally overbooked their rooms when taking applications for the fall 2018 semester, resulting in several students not having a dorm to live in. Those students will remain in the hotel until room can be made for them on the Waterfield campus. This has been Kirsten Price, Vision Variety.
I'm so glad that the fall semester has finally started, aren't you?
Yeah, me too, definitely. I think now that these first couple weeks have passed, everyone's kind of getting into a routine, and that's kind of what it's all about, finding little things that will help you personally to get forward. I know myself, I drink a lot of tea, and I know Sarah here definitely drinks coffee like it's water to get through the day. So those are the big things, maybe finding a little bit of time to maybe work out if that's what you're into, or read, different things to help you get through your day, get by some of the stress, and just to handle yourself through the year.
Yes, I would definitely agree. Well, thank you to all our viewers who have joined in with our very first episode of Vision Variety.
Look forward to seeing another episode in 2 weeks. We'll be back at it again with an episode about the big change from IPFW to Purdue University Fort Wayne. I'm Brian O'Donnell.
And I'm Sarah Wegman.
Thanks for tuning in.